what I want you to do is I want you to write down on a sheet of paper. Now, this is an advanced training that I'm working on. I'll show you what this looks like. I call this the wellness wheel. Now, we've created this for our patients, and it actually is a subjective measurement of our symptoms. So if you could do me a favor, grab a sheet of paper, and I want you to write down maybe 3 to 5 things that you want to work on while you're with me for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Now, the wellness wheel, this is something that's a little bit more advanced, which we won't go into today. But if we chunk out the 5 aspects of our life, we have health, we have wealth, we have our career, we have our spirituality, and we have our emotional status. And there's a way for us to quantify this and then do thought field therapy or tapping or emotional freedom technique to align ourselves to have better quality of life. But we could also use this for pain. We could also use this for stress, emotional stress, anxiety, etc. So do me a favor, write down 3 to 5 emotional stressors that you have currently that you might want to reduce or eliminate. I hate to say eliminate, but once we learn how to do this, we could actually eliminate the stress-associated disorders that we all have by tapping into the limbic system, which helps regulate the stress response inside our body. So do me a favor, write down 3 to 5 stressors that you have right now that you want to help reduce. Take a moment for that right now. Good, I'm gonna write a couple down too as well. All right, so move on. So what I did is I wrote a fear about COVID. I still have fear associated with it, and I'm sure most of us have. So mine, I wrote down were fear of COVID, and also fear of my family catching COVID, and also the business. And then once you have it written down, you're gonna write down the fear associated with it. So I want you to define the feeling. So I define my feeling as a fear. All right. So COVID would be the stressor, and then the emotion attached to that stressor is is fear rather. So you can have fear, you can have anxiety, you can have worry, you can have stress. Whatever it is for you, I want you to write that down. And then after that, I want you to write down what is your desired state? Like, who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? So for me, it'd be for COVID to be gone and my family to go back to a normal lifestyle. All right. It could be for patients to come in and not have to worry about seeing us. That'll be what my desired state was or is. Now I want you to think about what your desired state is as well. Take a couple minutes just to do that. Perfect. Now, I want you to think about that emotion that you felt. For me, it's fear. For you, it could be anxiety, it could be worry, it could be pensiveness, whatever it is for you. And I want you to feel what it feels like inside your body. So if you close your eyes and you feel that emotional stressor, what does that feel like to you? Where do you feel it? Like, I feel it into my throat. Some people feel in the heart. Some people don't feel it, and that's okay too. This is non-judgmental. So I want you to feel it, find a place where you do feel it, and then I want you to quantify that feeling on a 0 to 10 scale. So if you take a look at this, I have a 0 here. I'm sorry, a 0 here and a 10 going that way. So for me, I'm about a 7. I want to be, by the time we're done, I want my fear and all your concerns and worries that you're choosing to focus on today, I want that to go down to a 2 or a 3. And so in order for us to create a destiny or a future, we need to delete the past. So any kind of emotional trauma that we've had in the past that has programmed our nervous system, that has programmed our biology, we need to delete the past so we can create a compelling future. And so what this worksheet does will allow us to delete the emotional attachments to the past. Now, say you had a death in the family, and that's what you're thinking of right now. We're not gonna be able to delete the memory, But what we can do is allow your nervous system to create new associations to that memory of that death, so that every time you think about it, you don't have that same visceral response. We're gonna start tapping here. And I want you just to think about that stressor you wanna deal with, okay? Now, I don't want you to think about it too much because I don't want us to dwell there. So we're just gonna think about that stressor. Okay. Think about that emotion that you feel. And think about, for me, so to be fear associated with COVID. All right, so I'm just gonna tap on this. And we'll tap about 15 times. Then we're gonna go between the eyebrows. So there's right the hairline right through here. What I want you to do is I want you to start tapping there. You can tap with both hands like this. You can tap with one hand. Sometimes I like doing both hands. And now we're gonna tap at the corner of the eyes down through here. You can do this with one side, you can do both sides. Sometimes I like doing both sides. Now these are all acupuncture points that we're stimulating. And I want you to tap underneath your eyeball. Now I want you to tap underneath your nose. Then underneath your lip. And we're gonna tap the sternum. All right, so that's 1/3 of the first section. Now just take a deep breath in and exhale. My fear was at a 7. It's around, it's about around a 4, just on the first third of this sequence.